Okay, I think we're live. Hello, welcome back to another Purpose and Pixie Dust podcast interview. My name is Lindsay Dollinger, and I am so excited to be diving into some business growth strategies today with our guest, Jackie Dragone. So, Jackie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So, tell us a little bit about who you are, your journey, how you have gotten to where you are at now, all the things.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you this in a concise way. So, my name is Jackie Dragone, and I am a business coach. I work primarily with female entrepreneurs from years 0 to 4 to build, grow, and scale the business, very much rooted in strategy. And it is my goal to take your big vision and break it down into the day by day steps that are going to actually make money in your business, because you all want to make money. That's why you're starting your business. And you also want to have fun doing it. I am the founder of the Pink Business Club. This is my brand. And I also have the Pink Business Club podcast. I am literally on a mission to help women all across the world find their freedom number so they don't have to answer to anyone else.
Love that. Okay, tell us, what do you mean by freedom number? Because I don't know if I've heard that term before. Now I'm like, okay, now I need to know what that is.
Yeah. It just like came to me the other day. I was really thinking how I want to leave impact and purpose on this planet. We have like breakdowns as entrepreneurs sometimes that lead to big breakthroughs of like rooting us deeper in our purpose. Your freedom number is the amount of money that you want to make, and it can be different for everybody, but it's like that number in your business where you don't have to work for anyone else, where you can take time off if you want to, where you can travel if you want to, like whatever your priorities are. So like someone's freedom number could literally be $5,000 a month, or it could be $5 million a month. I don't know what your goals are and what you want, but whatever you're doing, I want to make sure that we are creating the step-by-step systems and plans and strategy so that everything is aligned, your pricing and your offers, to hit the numbers that create the change in your life and the life of others as well.
Oh, I love that. So is that a number that you work with clients one-on-one to find, or is there kind of like a simple strategy that you could share with us on how we could find that?
Yeah, I think it's a more individualized thing. I mean, all the business strategies aren't that different. Like we can break down that in a second, but here's the thing. If you like everyone's life is different. If you come to me and you're like, I want to make $10,000 a month, I'm like, okay, great. Let's look at your offers. Let's see what you're charging. Let's see what your capacity is. And let's
Yeah.
make sure that that's all aligned in a way that you can do that. If you come to me and you're like, I want to make $500,000 a month, I'd be like, okay, this is a whole totally different like ball game, right? This is a whole different way of doing things. But at the end of the day, like when it comes down to business strategy, I always say like business is actually really simple. It's not easy, but
Mm,
it's simple. You
yeah.
literally need clarity on who you serve and how you transform somebody. Like
Mhm.
what our problem are you solving for someone? You need that clarity. You need good messaging. You need brand visibility. You need
Yeah.
to understand how to market and sell yourself, and then you need to run the offer. And then you keep repeating those things over and over. Like it is very simple steps. It's just like the getting the clarity part that I think trips people up.
Yeah, and like tuning it down, like reworking it and figuring all of that out, like what is exactly
Yeah.
working and what is not.
Yeah.
So is that what you work with your clients to do one-on-one small group? Because I know you just started a small
Mhm.
group program recently, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is what I work with my clients to do. I like to work for now, right now, a little bit more hands-on in the business, helping people really decipher like, how do I want to do this? How do I want to show up in my business? What do I want to create? So it's looking at what is your goal? What is your income goal? What are your current offers? And making sure all of those things align. And then I like want each of my clients to understand like you must have a plan for visibility. You can't skip
Mm,
the marketing part. So if you're
yeah.
putting on social media, your messaging might be off, or also maybe you're not growing your audience. So we really dive into both of those things as well when we work together one on one.
Awesome. Would you mind sharing with our listeners a couple strategies for audience growth that you have found that have worked really well for you or maybe for your clients?
hmm Yeah. So audience growth for me isn't like, oh, I need 5 million followers on Instagram or TikTok. Audience growth for me is being able to connect and nurture the people that are there that are my ideal client. So a couple things that I've done that work really well are hosting like free classes, free offers. This always pulls out people that I didn't even know were like watching
Yeah.
what I'm doing, and they're signing up for the free offer and they're coming or they're getting the replay, and I'm able to give free value. And then it's like, okay, this chick isn't just somebody that I see on Instagram like spatting out like quick content. She actually like, knows how to coach me and can get me a transformation in a 1 hour session. So that works really well. And then they're on your mailing list, and now your community in your audience is bigger, because it's not just like growing the audience on social media. I think it's how you leverage them to come off of social media into your own little community that's really important. Just like you have this community right here. That's one strategy that works really well. Another thing I see that works really well is like give your people an opportunity to like win something with you or get on a connection call with you in some way, shape, or form. So it really depends on where you're at in your own business. But I've done like a market research situation where I'm like, if you answer these market research questions, you'll be entered to win a call with me. Right. So everybody answers them. They get on your email list. They want to win the call. And then if you want to, and if you have the time, you could offer everybody, like maybe the winner gets a full hour and everyone else gets like a quick 15 minutes. They can ask you one question. This is a great way to pull out who's like a hot lead. I did this once and literally every person I did it with has bought from me since. So
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Wow.
Yeah, not right away, not immediately, but like the relationship, and they bought different offers. Some bought a $47 offer and some people are now my full-time one-on-one clients. But it's not like how do I build my audience? It's how do I maximize and how do I optimize like who's already there and bring them into my offers, depending on what stage of business that you're at. I'm in like a weird middle stage where now I'm like, okay, I get, I can get like 10 people into my world in a month, but I want hundreds. So that's a whole different way of looking at business. And then when you're at that level of a strategy, okay, now you're not going to be doing one-on-one calls with everybody to sell out your one-on-one offer. You're going to have a different strategy. Like maybe you're doing a 5-day challenge where you're promoting it everywhere. You're getting hundreds of people in it. And then you have a really scalable offer. So it's like, it really depends on the season that you're in. But my thing that I would say to you is make sure that you're leveraging your social media platforms in a way where people can sign up for something else.
Oh, okay. What do you mean by that?
Either your free group, your free training. Like I have
somewhere else, right?
Get them somewhere else where you're not just like thinking, oh, the algorithm is going to show them my content again. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. You don't really know, but you're relying on it. And that's why you feel disempowered, because you can have, if you give people the opportunity every day to opt in with you somewhere else, where it's a private group or a private email list, now they're way more likely to get to know you, to connect with you, and to see you on a more regular basis. People need to see you like 20 times before they make the decision to buy. So if your only strategy is I'm going to put content up and then I'm going to put an offer out, I'm going to guess you're not making as many sales that you want to.
Yeah. No, that makes complete sense. I love that. And so I'm just curious, did you start your email list about the same time as you started your business? Were you like, I'm going like, I already know this, like, I know this is important, or at what time in your business did you start that?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, if you're going to run any kind of a free offer, you need to just start your email list. I started my email list by offering, I used to do this, I just stopped, a free weekly call every Wednesday at 1 p.m. for a year and a half. I had people come into my world for free and we sat as entrepreneurs. Sometimes I would coach a little, but sometimes we would just talk about mindset, whatever it was going on. And this really grew my email list because you had to get on the list to come to the free call. And people wanted to come to the free call. Since then, I've turned this into a paid membership called the Pink Business Club, which is a $47 a month business coaching membership, which is like a steal. But yeah, say this is a perfect example of how I brought people from social media platforms into a free offer. I nurtured them for a year and a half with patience and with value and with service first. And now there's like 27 people in the membership and it's only 2 weeks old.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, I remember we talked about this when I was on your podcast about how you were getting ready to make that transition. And I'm on your email list, so I've watched it happen and I thought it was really awesome. I'm just curious, how did that conversion go? Were people like, it makes sense to pay for this? Yes, we're in. Like, did you get any pushback converting from a free offer to a paid offer? Because I know that's one thing I've heard from people.
Yeah, no, I didn't get any pushback. And I think it's because the value, it's up to us to demonstrate the value. Right. So when you show up rooted in value for free for a long time, and then also I think people are craving like more interaction and community. So it's not just, this isn't a membership where you log into a portal and watch a video. I literally still show up with you every week. So I think that is valuable. When you say that you can do that every week for less than $2 a day, one of my goals is to make business coaching accessible for like women all over like the world. And so this membership could have 200 people and I'm happy and they're happy and we get to interact and see each other's faces.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. And it reminds me of something my business coach just said. She was telling me about someone else's like business model and their pricing. Because that's one of the things I am working on is my whole money mindset and pricing and all that. And she's like, girl, if you show up, like this is the best thing on the internet. Like it doesn't matter what you're charging, like people are going to want to be in it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so true. And so she was giving me this example and she's like, this woman shows up every day and she's like, this is a steal for $2,997. Why would you not do that? I was like, me want to buy that product and I don't even know what that is, you know? So yeah, I definitely think that with the value, your perceived value is a huge thing as well. And you're like, this is a steal. Love it. I'm so glad that has worked out super well. So just curious, if you do get 200 people in there, will you make like the time longer? Like, have you thought ahead on how you can scale that so that people can, or are there people who come to the call and they just want to listen in and they don't really participate? Because I bet you have some of those too, right?
Yeah, I think that's all of the above. But what I would do is probably offer like an additional call.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would break it up. I would actually give more. So like right now I show up 1 hour a week. That's so simple, right? So what if I show up 2 hours a week and I give more opportunity for people to jump in? And or what if I hire another coach that can do that second call, right? So like there's so many different ways I think to allow myself to grow with it and for it to grow. And then you can also do chapter calls. Like maybe it becomes something that happens in each separate state. Maybe it becomes something that happens in person, right? So I've given a lot of I've given a lot of thought to it, but right now I'm just like the goal is 100 people by the end of the year and I'll be so happy if we hit that.
Oh, amazing. I have no doubt that you will hit that for sure. Before the end of the year. Let's put that out there.
Let's do it.
So tell us about your podcast and when you started that and how that is integrating into your sales process. Because I know podcast seems to be in the back of a lot of people's minds and they're nervous about it or whatnot. So tell us about your experience and how that has worked for your business.
Yeah. So my podcast is called The Pink Business Club, and I actually just launched it on April 1st of 2023, which was also my 40th birthday. So that was like a really fun way to just like kick things off in a new decade. Pink Business Club is like a name that just came to me one day, and I was like, okay, it's like kind of cheesy, but also I love it. So I'm just going to roll with this name. It just came to me, and I was like, okay, this is a good idea. And the podcast is two things. It gives a lot of value because everyone that comes on has like some kind of business experience and they're able to share their expertise, but it's also showcasing women that are like doing the dang thing already, you know? So it's like, listen, it's possible. We're all here, we're all doing it. And it's just giving that platform and giving like more of that push. I did an episode today for myself, a solo episode, and I was like talking about sitting in the discomfort of your business. I think the thing that defines us in like who finds success in their business and who maybe decides to take a different path, and not that either one way is wrong, is your ability to sit in that discomfort, right? So the more tools and the more resources that we can have for like young entrepreneurs to show them that sitting in the discomfort equals success, the better. So I hope that the podcast is just a voice in people's ear showing them it's possible.
I love that. Well, and you're so right, because there are so many times we see on social media, especially, and we see people and it's like 0 to 100,000 and how we made 6 figures in 5 days. And you don't see all the stuff leading up to it. And like a lot of that is very uncomfortable. So I love that. Are you using your podcast then as a lead generation into all these other, like, are you connecting all your platforms in some sort of way?
Yeah, so the podcast always talks about the Pink Business Club, and then I can link the Pink Business Club at the bottom because it's just like a general progression, right? Like it's named the same thing. The podcast can build the membership can build the rest of my product suite, and that's how like I really see it going. So I really use it as a lead into that, unless I have like another program that I'm launching, which I'm not going to launch another really big program until fall. So then I will shift everything to talk about that. So for now, yes. Yeah, I think it's just really new, and I'm excited to see like where it goes. I love what you're doing with this whole streaming thing. So maybe I'll take a page out of your book.
Yeah, it's so good. I love, and I have started putting things on YouTube podcasts too. And I actually have found they get more views and listens on YouTube podcasts versus like just YouTube. So it's very interesting, like playing around, you know, the analytics and the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
And I heard on your podcast, my gosh, maybe it was just yesterday. The days are running together. This is
I
my
know.
last day or my last week of school because I'm also a high school Spanish teacher. So like literally brain feels but at some point I listened to your podcast very recently and you were talking about a new social media strategy that you are implementing this month with more, I think it's more posts per day. Is that what it is that you're doing? You're like,
Yeah, yeah, it's been kind of exhausting. So I decided to like try to do 2 posts a day on Instagram, and I also branched out to TikTok at the same time.
ooh,
And yeah, so what I found was I need to hit pause on 2 posts a day on Instagram because something happened in my personal life that kinda derailed me. But
oh,
all will be fine and I will come back to it. But then what I also realized on Instagram is it's not necessarily the 2 posts a day, but I think that we need to engage out also.
mm,
So I don't think as entrepreneurs we necessarily feel like it or have the time, but I'm noticing the importance of engaging out on the platform to receive engagement back. My stuff definitely gets more visibility when we engage out. So
mm,
right now, I'm focused on expanding to TikTok and as my secondary platform, and also the podcast. And then I think I will circle back in another week or two to 2 posts a day on Instagram.
yeah,
You have to have the space in your life to be so planned. Do not sit there every single day and come up with 2 posts. Like you need to plan this content out. Otherwise, it's a quick way to burn out. So I had some things come up that didn't give me the time. But now that I'm getting the time back, I'm like, okay, I could sit down and do this. The
yeah.
content, I mean, once you're doing it, the content comes natural. It's just the pre-planning that is so important.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree. Do you prefer planning your content like you batch it for the week and a day, or what does your content planning look
Mhm.
like, or has it
I
looked ideally?
Yeah. Yeah, I love to batch it, in the week for, eat for 1 week at a time. Any more than that, and that's way too much for me,
Yeah.
but 1 week at a time, I like to pull out, like, a blank Google Doc and just write out, like, the top headline and kinda what I want the post to talk about and why I wanna talk about it,
Mm,
and then that day, I go and make the actual post because for
cool.
me, sitting there and making all of the posts is completely draining.
Yeah.
What if I have the idea and I have the topic, then day of, I only need 20 minutes and I'm good to go.
Okay. Yeah, I
I
like
feel differently about reels though. If your reels are part of your strategy, I would batch those and just film them and then put the caption the day of.
that. Oh, interesting. So this might be a glitch with my phone, but whenever I put the
Mhm.
caption on it and save it as a draft, it doesn't upload right. Like it doesn't upload. It's the weirdest thing.
That
But maybe I should try it with just the video and add the caption
Yes, yeah, that's what I would do.
later.
I've
Oh,
had the same thing happen. I would do that, or you could save it to your phone instead of saving it in drafts and then put it in there later.
yeah, that's smart because I get so
Mhm.
frustrated. I'm like, "I'd spent all this time on this
Yeah, it's
video,
too
now
much
I don't."
time. You're like, "We don't have all this time."
Yeah, I'm like, "This is ridiculous." So what's your TikTok strategy? Are you taking your reels and, like, repurposing, or are you doing completely new stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to do new stuff because I've heard several times that TikTok wants original content, so just, like, repurposing it may or may not get me as much reach.
Yeah.
So with TikTok, I'm noticing it has to be super hyper specific. Like, you really need to speak super specific to your ideal client. So my goal is to get as granular as possible. So, like, not how to grow your business, but how to 2 times your revenue next month, like 3
Oh,
steps
wow.
to 2 ti like that really granular specific.
Mm,
So that's again sitting down and like writing out those topics, like how to double the saves on your stuff, how to, um, if you're like a fat loss coach or a weight loss coach, how to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months without giving up eating pizza, like really specific content on TikTok is
yeah.
my goal.
I like that. I like that. That's a great tip. I feel like I haven't had a lot of people on who have used TikTok as a major strategy or like a major social media platform.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "I'm kinda trying TikTok. I'm kinda trying." So I love that. That's a great strategy. And I was just reading today that TikTok is going to be the number 1 social media platform, like all-encompassing platform by the end of 2023. So I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, note to self, I should probably
Yes,
take that
it's the
accountable."
growth is so much faster. I mean, I've just started, so I have like 100 followers, but
Mhm.
once the goal is 1,000, once you hit 1,000, you can add a link, and I just don't think that it's going anywhere. I know a lot of people are going over to LinkedIn, but it feels so formal to me. I almost am just like, I just wanna have fun at this point, so
Yeah,
TikTok feels like a little bit more fun, LinkedIn feels a little bit more like professionals looking
jobby.
at
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, it's so funny, yes, totally agree. Um, Oh my gosh, you just said something about the fat loss, weight loss. You were a health coach before business coach,
Mhm.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, awesome. And so what made you shift and pivot? Because I love hearing the pivot stories.
Yeah, for sure. So I still run my fitness business. It's called The Lab, and it's for women. That I primarily work with women 30 plus.
Okay.
But what made me pivot was I started my career in fitness all the way back in 2010 ish, 12 ish era. And the first thing that I did actually in my career was I got hired as a coach, but I also got hired in a new business where I managed the business and I helped build the business. I onboarded the coaches, I created the programming, I did all of the hiring, all of the training, and all of this stuff, and also helped build the business. So every job that I've ever had, A, I was promoted immediately to a leadership position, and B, I was like helping grow the business. So business is not new to me. It was just a missing piece for me after COVID when I started to work for myself and I was just working in fitness. Yes, I
Mhm.
was building my business, but I was not developing any other people. And that had been my skill for years, was to develop other coaches, develop businesses, develop other people. And that's really where I found out like that's where my heart is.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I always kind of wondered because I've heard you mention the health and fitness side of things and the business
Yeah.
coaching, and you said you've been in business for a while. I'm like, where exactly did that come? So it was the
Yeah.
post-COVID craziness
Yeah.
where you were like, oh,
Yeah.
let's do this. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Jackie, what is coming up for you? Tell us all the ways that we can connect with you, where we can find you, your new TikTok account as well, so we can go follow you. And I'll make
Yes.
sure to link all this in the show notes too.
Yes. You can find me both on Instagram and on TikTok at I am Jackie Dragone. You can find me in Apple Podcasts at the Pink Business Club. And honestly, those are the best places right now. Just shoot me a DM, find me over there, listen to the podcast, and that is where I will be.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So I have a few rapid fire questions I like to
Yeah.
ask my guests towards the end. So first thing you think of, morning routine, nightly routine, neither, both. Why?
Morning routine because I like to get up before anyone else and I like to have quiet time and I'm fresh and clear in the morning and I can really ground myself in the day.
I love that. Do you happen to know what human design you are?
Yeah, I am a generator 3-5 profile line.
Okay.
Yeah, sacral response.
Oh my gosh, yes, you definitely know.
Yeah,
You're like, I got all the deets.
I got the deets. Here they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense, I feel like, for you, especially with the health and fitness and the business driven,
Mhm.
um, because generators are just like going, going, going and doing
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
What is your favorite or best most recently read personal development book? Something you'd like to
Yeah, I'm reading The Big Leap right now, and this is really good. Very
Yeah,
good.
I have that. I only got like a chapter into it. I need to go back and open it because I've heard people reference it so many times
Yeah.
and things that would apply really well to my life. So I really
Yeah,
need to go
it's
back and
really
dive
good.
into it.
I'm close to done. I kinda wanna start over. It's really good.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I definitely will. I literally have a stack over there of like 10 books that
Yeah.
people have recommended to me because I always ask this
Guilty.
question. Yeah. And I've started them and then I go back to another one and I'm like, I just need to sit down and finish a book.
Yeah.
This needs to happen. Okay, favorite vacation spot or dream vacation spot you would like
Mhm.
to go to that's on your bucket list?
Yeah, favorite vacation spot, Tulum, Mexico. I spent
Ooh,
2 weeks there last winter with my husband, and our goal is to head back for 2 months this winter, so
I love it.
Mhm.
Do you think you would want a house there sometime or no?
Yeah, we rent our house in Philadelphia. We've been city people our whole relationship, and we're like, we like the city, so our goal is probably, like, buy vacation property before any other property and just have that as maybe a rental option, so
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
I'm debating going to a retreat in Tulum this fall if like the stars can align because I've never been and it just looks so amazing and I'm like,
It
oh,
is amazing. You must go. Do it.
Jackie. Okay, Jackie said I have
You have to go.
to. Awesome. Well, Jackie, thank you so so much for your time. We really appreciate you. Everyone, go follow Jackie, find out ways to work with her, and look into the Pink Business Club. Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you so much.